Keep this. Fourth Force Y. I think it's good to bring in the Fourth Force against like Tron and combo decks. And some blue decks. So I've been liking 3 Force main, 1 Force side recently, but I could change my mind on that. Oops, caps lock. Cascade Bluffs looking good. If I don't draw another red source, it's something that can help me cast Goldspan Dragon. Someone's playing bad Zan over there. Or maybe it'll be good Zan. It's the perfect draw. If my opponent plays Liliana of the Veil, I'll let it resolve. Discard Lightning Bolt and then Snap Bolt and attack Liliana. I think it's worth countering since we're playing a blue-red deck. But obviously, not too scared of that. Oh man, we can. So if we draw any land, every land enters untapped right now. Yeah, any land lets us go Goldspan with Scorn up. Right away. We get to Cryptic their Siege Rhino. I guess I'm going to Cryptic this, more so because I would just Cryptic any 3-mana spell in this spot. No! Alright, well, Sprite Dragon it is. I will not Silumgar Scorn a Path to Exile. I feel like this is fine. I'm just gonna let this resolve. Don't even need to play around Simian Spirit Guide. Kind of nice. Uh-oh. Fran, help! Fran, help me. It's kind of rude for Fran to just mana screw me constantly. Please, please, I want to draw a land so badly. It's so good to draw a land here. I mean, we're still very ahead, whatever. I've been thinking nonstop about a Relicus Brew, Stoneforge, Embercleave into Goldspan. Maybe, guys. I don't know. It's kind of a lot. Doesn't seem particularly good to me, I guess. Kind of interesting. Just doesn't really feel like Goldspan is a card that you play with Embercleave. Ding, 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 ding. Victory is ours. Honestly, having a hard time seeing how my opponent beats this. I'm thinking of Kaya's Guile. So if they had Path, we could Scorn again, so I don't think we needed to reveal this dragon. Although there's really not much of a cost to revealing it. Yeah, Scorn and Goldspan play really well together is the idea here. This combo is also Pioneer legal, right? It's kind of interesting. So we're playing against Abzan. Probably not playing Niv, but I think I will go down to like 1 copy of Force of Negation. Play like 2 Aether Gust. Yeah, I mean, definitely Goldspan looked great there. Our opponent also had a really bad draw that game, for whatever that's worth. Isn't Lofty Denial better than Scorn? I mean, Lofty Denial is a conditional counterspell that requires you to have a creature in play, while Silumgar Scorn can be revealed if you have the dragon in your hand. So no, I don't think so. Take Snappy. I guess I shouldn't have 6. They could have, like, Duress. Can't believe we're playing 2018 Modern again. Do you mean Faithless Looting the format? Because we're definitely not doing that. Faithless Looting, the super dominant best card by a lot. If you don't register a deck with Faithless Looting, what are you doing with your life? Lofty Denial is just counter, not pay 4. That's fair. I mean, but the thing is, the big difference is that you don't have to have a flying creature in play for Silumgar Scorn. It can be in your hand. Is the difference, and I think is better. Wasn't 2018 the year Lantern Dominate? Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought that 2018 was Faithless Looting the year. Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Wow. Gideon, ally of Zendikar, has defeated me in more games of Magic than any other Magic card. Even Faithless Looting. But also notably missing green mana here. I guess I'm going to counter draw because I really want to draw a land for these dragons, but counterbalance Gideon is kind of interesting too if I had a few more resources. They plus the Gideon, which is pretty scary. Putting me down to 6 life. I missed it on the land draw. So we do get to deal with Gideon. And we get to block with the Snapcaster. We have Spell Snare up, which is very good in this matchup. Yeah, maybe we need 25 lands. Oh no. Well, game 3. Guess I'm gonna play the second Force of Negation. Bold Spirit, get back haste. Attack Gideon, play. Haste, attack. Bold Spirit, get back, haste, attack Gideon. Gideon would not die because Gideon was at 4 loyalty, so. And the Spirit doesn't have haste when you bolt it. So I don't really get the line. I'm fine with them taking that. Good keep, opponent. They mulligan? Maybe they accidentally clicked the keep button. Happens to the best of us. Now it says they began the game with 7 cards in hand. They're going to discard here. They could mana tithe me. That'd be brutal. But I don't think you're legally allowed to play around mana tithe for whatever that's worth. Oh, I forgot to play my Scalding Tarn for Mystic Sanctuary. Oops. Alright, we're going to bolt Misty, then play Goldspan with Scorn up. Alright, Goldspan Dragon. Feeling pretty good here. Want to know? Beating Abzan mid-range. Amazing. We did it. We did it. Keep this. Yeah, I did like deafening. I did like Abzan when like Deafening Silence was a great card to play and discard spells were good. Like 2 weeks ago. Is Revoke Existence not a good enough sideboard for Heliod? Isn't there like a 1 mana exile target enchantment that's better? Erase? Isn't Erase 1 mana exile target enchantment? Or is that destroy target enchantment? Under what circumstance do you bring a Niv? Against blue decks. I guess I'll... No, it would be too greedy to keep that bolt, sadly. Kind of hoping to just get Blood Moon here. Yeah, Deicide would be better. If that's only what you want to target with it. So we're going to play next. Then I've got a few different decks. Like either Squirrel Blade. There's also like the Mono Green and Search for Greatness Devotion deck that I've been wanting to try out. And if we only have like an hour or so, then that's probably going to be what we play. Oh yeah, Deicide also hits Clothis. Not that that's super relevant. It also hits any enchantment. Not that there are too many enchantments flying around. Playing against Ponza. Yeah, I'm just going to get a basic island and Spell Snare. This will be pretty resilient to their Blood Moons. Spell Snare is so good. You don't have a control deck besides Stoneblade. This is a control deck. I've been playing Bant Ephemerate control a lot. I've been playing a lot of Jeskai, Lotus Field, or some Jeskai, Lotus Field, and some Jeskai Wildfire. But this is also, I think, a control deck. Maybe not. Someone yesterday mentioned traditional control and how traditional control doesn't care about losing Uro and Field of the Dead and Sanctuary. And I thought that was a hilarious comment. What do you think about my old Temur Joriel deck? I might try it again. I thought that deck was fun. You can take a look. This deck was really popular, I remember. I don't see it. Maybe I deleted it. Is Soul Type Runic Gift still a thing after the bans? The problem is that deck was really reliant on Mystic Sanctuary, and Uro is also good in the deck too. So I am, at the time of making this comment, not of the opinion that the Bruna deck has legs. But you can build it a few different ways. You can build it to play, to just be like blue-black and be like a Splinter Twin combo, or if you have Goryo's Vengeance. I'm gonna get a little greedy and try to find my land. Another blue source. I think we have to keep it though. You go like end of turn gifts, untap Vengeance with a counterspell up potentially. And you can still just like maybe be a little bit more in on discard outlets like Jace, Liliana. But I haven't really thought too hard about how I'd like to approach building it recently, I guess. Alright, kind of greedy to hardcast Force here, but I think it's fine. Yeah, I think discard spells are pretty good right now. Discard spells were so bad against Sanctuary and Uro and kind of Field of the Dead that I like that discard spells seem like reasonable cards to play again for the first time in a while. Have I ever tried brewing a control deck with no win conditions and plans of opponent 104.3A? Kind of sounds like a fun stream, but the problem is, I say this with absolute humility, I'd say that, at least once a league we run into an opponent who was watching the stream before they got paired against me. So if we're gonna do that, then I don't know. I feel like we just run into somebody who knows what's up. You know what I mean? It does sound like a laugh. So we'll still have Force of Negation up, but we won't have Cryptic Command available. But I think that'll be fine. One Emrakul, one Aether's Vial. I mean, you could just play one Emrakul and have it be your win condition. Does your opponent decking counting as against the eventual win con? I mean, Elixir of Immortality is a win condition, yes. That being said, like, if you're blue-white control, you can just play Castle Ardenvale, or, you know, and you already want to be playing Teferi Hero or Jace the Mind Sculptor, so I don't think there's much reason to play Elixir anymore, sadly. Yeah, Dragon's felt pretty good so far. Yeah, Glorybringer can't hit another dragon. It's actually pretty cool. They do have a second spell. It's Elder Gargaroth, huh? Gargaroth is pretty good here. We can go Cryptic and Snap Cryptic. Can't also play the dragon. Yeah, we can just go tap draw. Make a token, Snapcaster tap draw, and if they target the Cryptic Command with Clothis, they're dead for sure. Otherwise, they're dead to any spell to trigger Sprite Dragon if they target a non-Cryptic Command card. Yeah, I think this was a mistake by our opponent. Like, Cryptic Command is the card you, like, immediately want to target, but loses so hard to Snapcaster here, and that would be the reason to target it. Oh, whoops. It is a bit confusing that just the way this works on Magic Online. I mean, that's how it works in paper, too. You even drew another Goldspan Dragon for good measure. The Vigilant Clothis. It's funny. Yeah, I know it's not paper. Yeah, in paper you just like say what you do, but on Magic Online you gotta click. You know what I mean? But in paper it also has those abilities too. It also has the same abilities listed. It's just a bit convoluted, I guess. I don't think we need to. I think they have Boyle. We'll want some amount of force. You can play like 1 or 2 force. Cut the Logic Knot. Cut the Spell Snare. Cut a Snapcaster. I do usually like the Madcap Experiment package. I think I still like it here. Sometimes Archmage's Charm is bad if they leave in Blood Moons, and sometimes it's just kind of slow on the draw anyways. So maybe we could do something like this. Might if they see the Madcap plan cited out for Game 3. Opponent also, you know, likes the stream, so they might know that it's coming, but usually they only have like a handful of pillages to deal with Platinum Emperion, and you have counter spells for their pillages, and if they don't have pillage, it's so good against them. And at the worst, in the worst case scenario, they pillage it. You spend 4 mana at sorcery speed, and they answer it with a 3 mana sorcery speed spell. It's really just not that bad. Although I do think my opponent's going to side out Blood Moons. I mean, his hand is fine besides the Platinum Emperion. I think I'm just going to keep. It's really bad if we draw the second one, but we can also just hardcast this without too much trouble. Well, I mean, a decent amount of trouble, but these games often go late. And having a turn 1 bolt is nice. Remember, were you the one that suggested this deck, Minu? I couldn't remember who it was. But I honestly wish you could like tag, like give people little like lines of text, and I would like put people's lines of text like what like deck suggestions they made. But it was a really good suggestion if it was you or whoever it was. Is Grixis Steel a playable deck? I don't know. It's kind of fun. Yeah, definitely a good suggestion. Like, I had already been thinking about Goldspan Dragon, watching Harry MTG play it. I'm like, how do we actually make this good? Good suggestion. Oh yeah, Goldspan actually does help cast this way easier. I think I'm just going to Silumgar Scorn this Bloodbraid Elf. No monkey to play around anymore. You suggested Goldspan for ages, but you stopped when you knew I'd eventually play it. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I started to think about it when I was watching Harry MTG stream. I think we have to bottom this. We just need a land so badly. We would have drawn the land though. We already have a 4-drop in our hand in Cryptic. Yeah. Like I did initially dismiss it. Then I watched Harry MTG play with it, and it just then became on my radar, and I've been thinking about it since. And then pairing it with Scorn and Sprite Dragon does seem like a good thing to try. A good thing to try. Do you think a variation of this deck could function in Pioneer? Maybe yes, maybe no. Sprite Dragon is much worse in Pioneer than in Modern, because like the spells in Modern are so much worse. So you're just gonna get their ooze up to 4/4. Fair enough. Do you need to draw a red source to Dragon? A variation of this deck 3-1 to prelim yesterday. If you want to post a list, I'll look at it. I didn't see it. PDVR called it the best card I've called. I mean, I do think this card is incredible in Standard, of course. Just, you know, kind of a different beast here. All right, still we could bounce draw right now and lose to Boil and or Veil of Summer, but we're probably losing to those either way. They only have 2 cards. How could they possibly have Boil or Veil of Summer in 2 cards? Maybe they have Boil and Veil of Summer. This is just... Oh, thank goodness. This is just activate Ooze 4 times. Whew! Close one. Close one. Oh, no. We didn't draw red, though. In fact, is it better to just scry this turn? I think it is. Bloodbraid Elf into... Pillage, well, it's bad. So we could hit Cascade Bluffs here. Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, I want to save the Bolt for the Ooze if I can. Bottom top, I suppose. So we can take 3 more. If they play Ooze, then we can go Goldspan Dragon, attack, play Sprite Dragon, and Bolt Ooze. Or we can just play Sprite Dragon this turn and then Bolt next turn, or Dragon into Bolt. If we draw a red source. And if they have their own Bolt, they have their own Bolt and kill us. Yeah, you can play Draconic Roar in the Pioneer deck, that's true. You can play cards like Leyline Tyrant or the 4-mana Dragon card in Pioneer, when you can't really in Modern, I think. Yeah, I've seen people playing Behold the Multiverse. I feel like that card's worse than Fact or Fiction or Archmage's Charm, though. Not that every deck can play Archmage's Charm. I don't know. It still ultimately costs you 4 mana. The Foretell, you know, does make it a little bit harder to evaluate, I suppose. But The card still costs 4. And so, like, if you're spending 4 mana on a card draw spell, it's kind of hard to compete with Fact or Fiction. I guess now we need to draw Madcap. Yeah, that doesn't quite do it. It's almost does it. Is Emperion good in this matchup when Pillage kills it? Yes, I think so. Although I may side it out on the play. But the idea is, if they don't have exactly Pillage, this card is so good against them. If they do have Pillage, they're spending 3 mana at sorcery speed to answer your 4 mana threat at sorcery speed. Which is not so bad. But that being said, I think on the play, Archmage's Charm gets much better. I'm going to bring it back in. Maybe play the Logic Knot again. And the second snap. Just on the draw, like, you can't Archmage's Charm your opponent's 3-drop. They're so heavy on 3-drops. I think we keep this. This hand does need to draw a land in the top 2 cards really badly, but if it does that, this hand's good. The main thing Behold has going for it that Fact or Fiction doesn't is that you can trigger Terminus with it. I mean, I guess, but is Terminus even good in a format without Mystic Sanctuary? Red land off the top would be extra nice. How about a 5 mana dragon? Alright. Maybe the card is good. I just don't know. I'm going to counter this. Obviously, you still need to draw land. Talk to Harry about it. I probably should, yeah. It's hard to evaluate. And it also, like, you know, there are a lot of cards in Modern that are okay. And that card kind of seems like it. Cascade Bluffs off the top to double filter into 2 bolts, please. Damn it. Yeah, it feels okay. But it has to compete with Archmage's Charm, Fact or Fiction, Snapcaster Mage, Cryptic Command. You know, a lot of decks just want to play Planeswalkers as their sources of card advantage too, and not actually play an instant. And so, you know, like Jace the Mind Sculptor and Teferi Hero of Dominaria are the best card advantage for blue-white control, in my opinion. You also get to play Teferi Time Raveler and Shark Typhoon. And so it's like, I don't really want to play a draw spell, usually, in my blue-white control decks. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to play Snapcaster end of turn and attack Ren and draw Cascade Bluffs. Stoneforge plus Arcanist is kind of cool to buff the power, but it's probably just not quite there, you know? Alright, did draw a land, did draw a red source, which is nice. Probably just leaving up Charm this turn. If they minus on Snapcaster, we'll be able to bolt the Ren later. You foretell on turn 4, keeping up 2 mana. If your opponent doesn't require your 2 mana counterspells, you EOT cast Behold. Yeah, I think that's a good way to evaluate it. That play pattern does seem good. That's probably been like the best case for the card I've seen. If my opponent has Boil here, it's pretty good for me because I get to stop playing the game. This is Chandra. It is. Well, Chandra demands a counter spell. Do I like Valakut Awakening in those slots? I think Awakening is a good card. I like Awakening a lot in Lotus Field. But I could see playing Behold the Beyond in Jeskai Lotus Field, although I'm not sure that the deck is like that hungry for more card advantage. Well, we're drawing out of this a bit. I would love to get to draw 2 cards with this Archmage's Charm and have my opponent be out of gas. However, I think that that is exceedingly unlikely. Down to 9 life 2, which is lower than I'd like. Alright, I'm going to lose to Boil if they have Boil. I'm going to lose so hard to it, I don't even care. Probably better to hold up Snap Charm this turn than to play Slam the Dragon, right? Snap Charm seems pretty good to me. Yeah, I guess my opponent probably has some bolts in their hand. I would imagine that they have 1 or 2 lightning bolts and then they're just kind of flooded. So I'm going to play Snapcaster now, target Charm, and then block. Are there any dragons with flash? Not that I know of. Seems kind of anti or non-flavorful for a dragon to have flash, you know. Like a dragon doesn't need to be sneaky or even that quick necessarily. Wait, does Hypersonic Dragon have flash? I think it's just haste and flying. I remember when I first started playing Magic, I read Hypersonic Dragon. I'm like, wow, this card is awesome. And they abraded my Snapcaster after blocks, yeah. They left in a braid, probably thinking I still had Madcap. I'm probably supposed to double bolt the elves to not die to double bolt on their side. Well, I'll do it after combat because they can have a dragon. Oh yeah, Hypersonic Dragon gives sorcery speeds flash, I see. Bordargan, Hellkite, and Chromium, I see. I actually played a decent amount of Chromium in Standard. Although my opponent is dead to my 2 bolts, but I mean, they haven't been doing anything. Lightning Bolt is definitely a card that they could have here. I think it does just make sense to not die to double bolts when we're pretty ahead. I admit that it's close between killing these elves and not killing them.
I feel like Athena's still in hibernation mode. She's just sleeping in bed. I love when she goes to the bed instead of the couch. She's just like, whatever. I'm just going to bed.
Yes.
She's like, oh, there's nothing out here for me, so.
So they didn't have double bolts, but that's fine. Am I a Dragons fan? A Dragoons fan? No, not really. I'm more of like a Sea Monster fan. I think Sea Monsters are really cool. Like, so there are a lot of people who get like, you know, who nerd out for dragons. They as Timmies really like dragons, which is fine. Everybody Timmies out for something. I Timmy out for dragons. I Timmy out for Sea Monsters. I think Sea Monsters are really cool. Opponent probably has Bolt in their hand and they're trying to think about drawing Glorybringer and winning with Glorybringer plus Bolt here. Would be my guess. How has Scorn seemed? Scorn has seemed good. I've liked it so far. It has not failed to counter a spell yet, but we are only 2 matches in. But we're about to be 2-0. Hell yeah. Remember those old sea monsters in MTG that were hilarious, big, and expensive and couldn't attack unless the opponent had an island? Yeah, I have it. Well, I have an EDH deck full of the bad sea monsters, the ones that make you like sacrifice all the islands. Let me see if I can get Esther to grab it for me. Hey Esther, can you grab me my EDH deck? Alright, so they can gain 4 life, which is not enough to survive. So, you let that resolve. Does Esther play EDH? No, Esther doesn't play Magic. She does play D&D with me, though, sometimes. When her schedule permits it.
With all your plethora of Krakens.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about the Krakens. Oh, I can actually fizzle this, right, with the Sinkhole? Probably worth it, right? Kind of a cool line. If they fetch and ooze again, they're just dead on board. So like this just makes them use the mana. I won't show you guys every card. I'll just show you the creatures. Well, I guess this isn't a bad Kraken, but it's Thrix the Sudden Storm, which I think was flavorful with the Kraken sub theme. I try to keep a relatively even ratio of like unplayable cards and playable cards. So I've got Humessa Serpent. It's a card I really like. It's a 4-mana 4/3 with Island Home, which is the ability Magus was describing, and you can sacrifice an island to make an opponent's land an island until end of turn, which is not very good. Yeah, I've got Joko Mordor in here. Spoilers, I guess. So I keep this hand on the draw and the blind. I think that I will. Stormtide Leviathan, one of the good Leviathans, of course. And then we've got Marhajon. This one's super weird, but look at the art on that. Look at that whale that it's eating. It's awesome. And I love that it's got the, you know, the lure, the light bulb on the top of its head for being as big as it is. I always thought that was really funny that it would need one. Also got Colossal Whale. What do I think about the new commands? I'm still digesting them a bit. They've got Sherix, the new one. It's a big old crab. Again, anti-synergy a bit with the commander. Let's see. We've got Scourge of the Fleets. Maybe I should only be showing the like big bad ones. Save some time. Yeah, I'll just pull out the terrible ones. I love this deck. It's so fun. Me and a bunch of our friends, we all have like kind of theme EDH decks that are goofy and fun and bad. And it's really nice and relaxing when I play, you know, Magic competitively all day to come home and, or you know, playing some EDH and relaxing with some terrible cards that you enjoy as a Timmy. It's fun. You are elusive as if Giant Whale. I do have Giant Whale in the deck. Oh, sorry. I have Great Whale. Is Giant Whale a card? I do have Great Whale. It's the 7 mana that enters and untaps 7 lands, and is actually very good. But I also have Kraken Hatchling, just the 1 mana 0/4 in the deck. No Eidolon, please. Polar Kraken. This card is awesome. He's chewing up on a glacier. And he is a 11 mana, 11/11 with trample that enters tapped and has cumulative upkeep, sacrifice a land. And then we've got a card from Portal, which is a very expensive set. Thing from the Deep, which is a 9 mana 9/9. And the art is also awesome. And whenever a Thing from the Deep attacks, you sacrifice a land. And, sorry, you have to sacrifice an island, of course. Of course you have to sacrifice an island. And then we've got Leviathan. I like the art on Leviathan, but I struggle to realize exactly what's going on. Because look, it's swimming above a lighthouse, and I kind of think it must just be like this crazy storm for it to be swimming above the lighthouse like that. But Leviathan is a 9 mana 10/10 with trample. It comes into play tapped and does not untap during your untap phase. It cannot attack unless you sacrifice 2 islands. And to untap it, you can sacrifice 2 islands, and you can only activate that ability during your upkeep. So definitely another winner there. And then I think I'm not casting the opt now because I've got the Sprite Dragon. And then we do have Joko Mordor. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this one ate too many polar bears and became one itself, or maybe ate a great whale, or maybe is a mutated great whale. But Joko Bordor is a 7 mana, 12/12 trample, comes into play tapped, and when it comes into play, you sacrifice it unless you sacrifice 5 lands. Then it doesn't untap during your untap step, and if you play an island, you can untap it. Yeah, but that one's really cool. And I've got like a lot of flavorful cards too. I've got like a Kraken's Eye in the deck, which is the blue Dragon's Claw. But I love this deck. It was really fun to build. Do you have Crucible of Worlds? No. What's the oh, to get your lands back? Maybe I should actually. I like the suggestion. It would be above budget. We set a $100 budget for everybody's deck. I spent 10 of those dollars on Great Whale. Yeah, opponent's super flooded this game. Yeah, Crucible got reprinted, so maybe it is cheaper than I think it is. Because in my mind, it's still an expensive card. Probably gonna leave this back to block the guide this turn, though. I also have Quest for Ula's Temple in order to cheat out the Krakens. It's a 1 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you reveal the top card of your library, and if that card is a creature card, then you get to put a counter on it. And if you have 3 counters on the Quest for Ula's Temple, at the beginning of your end step, you could put a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent into play from your hand. So that helps get you guys into play. I also play a Quicksilver Amulet to get these big guys in play. Hold on. Yep. Is it a bug? Oh my gosh. So the last time Esther yelled from the other room to get me to come in, and see what's going on, there was just like a bug I had to kill. This time I was kind of lazy getting over there, but I walk out there and she's got the microwave open and she's got oven mitts on. She's got a plate in her hand and the plate is completely on fire. And she needed to warm up nail polish remover or something for some reason. And it was all on fire. But the fire is out. But holy crap. It was just on the plates. And she dumped it in the sink and I sprayed water on it. Yeah, I guess I gotta always jump up. It's like something every week. I've got to sprint out of here to help Esther out. It's usually a bug. Today, she almost burned our apartment down. So I kind of like the idea of cutting the Sprite Dragons and I guess by proxy Silumgar Scorns and being in on Goldspan and Madcap. Maybe even trimming on Goldspan. This looks pretty good to me. Yeah, you're okay. No worries. I probably would have done the same thing.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, I told them.
Yeah. My fingers were cold soaking in an acetone for these nails to come off. So I was like, oh, let me warm it up. 2 seconds in the microwave. I was like, oh shit, this is why they don't do that in the salons.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is why you go to salons instead of doing your stuff at home.
Now you know.
You pay the premium price.
Oh, good lesson to learn. Honestly, I usually when you yell from the other room, just jump up. It happens too often, I think. You yelling, help, from the other room. But usually it's just a bug, so I This was probably my slowest response time ever.
Yeah.
The one time the house is actually on fire. Because Esther usually screams like it's on fire when there's a bug. Like, usually, when it's just a bug, Esther yells like the house is about to burn down. And so, usually I'm sprinting out, and it's like...
Just a bug.
It's just a bug or something that probably didn't need to be yelled about. And the one time I don't just immediately sprint out, the house is actually on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an exciting stream. Showed off the EDH deck, stopped the house from burning down, brewed a blue-red dragons deck. It's been a good day today.
Yeah. Still gotta get these nails off my hand. Nails off my nails.
Yes, Esther is the girl who cried fire. You want to send pics of the bug? Yeah, Magus, you keep bringing up this bug that's in your room. I mean, I am curious. It must be very interesting for to dominate this much of the conversation. I think we're using Archmage's Charm here over Force. It does, of course, stink not to have a blue card for Force. How was Goldspan? And Goldspan's been pretty good. I've liked it. We dead? Oh, we're not dead. Awesome. Love to not be dead.
Yeah, it does smell bad.
Yeah, it smells terrible out there.
I think I learned my lesson of not doing my nails at home.
I don't even know what the point was, because you spend all this time doing your nails. I think we need to play the Goldspan. We need them to brick for a turn, right? Yeah, I think so. We can even deal with like Goblin Guide off the top at least. You spent like a whole day doing them, and then we spent the whole week inside, and now you're taking them off, you know?
Well, I didn't do them well because I sucked, and
I thought they were
broke
fine.
off, and then they're just bad, so they're easy to...
Alright, they drew the bolts. I think it was good to jam the dragon, though. Just like, so, like, if they just draw the bolt, they don't play it on their turn, then we're still not in good shape.
Not only did I put acetone in the microwave, I put it in the bowl that is not microwavable. I realized that. Why do you have bowls and plates that are not microwavable? I don't know.
I feel like I'm not to blame for this.
Fancy plates.
My mom gave me those. Maybe 4 Force is a bit too many on the play. It's kind of close. I mean, Force is good against them.
Yeah, acetone reacts with plastic, but it was like a ceramic bowl that has like metal lining in it.
Just need to draw a red source. Even if we draw a blue source, we have Snap Gust, and there are other spells we can draw too.
Yeah, and it also spilled onto the D&D mat, which has like plastic on it, so it kind of like erased some of the color, but it's just a little, yeah.
This deck looks sus. We're undefeated with it, and I feel like we're going to be 3-0. But maybe it's a bit sus, definitely. We put it together on stream, and I don't know. Looks fun, though. It's another non-sacred Foundry land. Suspends Rift Bolt. What do they do with the Swifty? They put it on the bottom.
I would definitely be a murder gremlin, so...
A murder gremlin?
Yeah.
Where in the world do you see murder gremlin?
A very soft sheep.
Ah, I see.
They're playing a Lancer character named Esther.
Mm.
But what is Lancer?
I don't know. Something from some RPG, you know. Yeah, I'm just going to draw 2, trying to find a red source. We did. Don't draw the second Platinum Emperion. Please, please, please. Oh, thank goodness. Notably, we can't crack the Scalding Tarn while the Emperion lives, but of course Emperion is so good in this matchup. Yeah, I think this is great right now. There's just so many Swift Spear decks. And it's nice that the Madcap plan is good against both Burn and Prowess, whereas a lot of times your Sideboard plan is only good against one of those two things. Now I probably don't tap out of Snap Gust to play around Smash. Okay, it's pretty aggressive chump block.
I don't know how it didn't occur to me to not microwave it.
That's okay, sweet. I don't think that I would have ever thought to not microwave it. Like, it's definitely a mistake I could have made too. Like, I don't, yeah. Either one of us could have very easily done that, and it just happened to be you this time.
Because you don't deal with acetone.
Yeah. I can microwave some acetone if it would make you feel better.
Let's get some renter's insurance first.
Commit some insurance fraud to strengthen the relationship. A little bit of healthy insurance fraud. Keep the relationship fresh. Well, we're 3-0. Feeling great. Blue-Red Dragons, best deck in Modern. If I 5-0, I'll play a second league with this deck.
Flammable. In all caps. Flammable. Keep away from heat and flame. Keep out of reach of children.
Thank you, Thedan.
It also, oh yeah, harmful to synthetic fabrics, wood finishes, and plastics.
How's this version feeling versus the Grixis model? They're pretty different decks. I was going to play the Grixis version today, or the Grixis Dragon, Sprite Dragon deck today, and decided to try putting this together first. Might still play the Grixis Sprite Dragon deck. Just play all Sprite Dragon decks today. No, it says do not microwave on the bottle. Opponent's a Yorion Abundant Growth deck. Could be Niv. Probably Niv.
Why do you send me around half the town looking for plastic containers when I have a perfectly good tub?
That was a good reference. That's pretty good. I think I'm force pitching Force. Kind of close though. Steal the birds. Toppins. A bird. Toppins. Toppins. Oh, we drew Silumgar Scorn? That's so nuts. Oh, man. Alright, this deck is confirmed to be broken. Turn 4. Goldspan Dragon. Pretty busted. In with Silumgar Scorn up. Yeah, Esther made that was the Breaking Bad reference. Why send me out to buy a tub when or why send me to buy a plastic bin when they're plastic tub when I have a perfectly good bathtub or something like that. Yeah, however you said it.
I have a perfectly good bathtub at home.
Mm-hmm. Nice Assassin's Trophy nerd. I think I'm using Cryptic Command, right? Be a bit more mana efficient. Turn 4, I've spent 9 mana worth of spells in Izzet colors. Cryptic Command, an okay draw.
Yo ho ho chat, how goes it today? It's going pretty bad, man.
It's not going that bad.
Is it?
You have one moment where Esther almost burns the house down, and does that make it a bad day? I don't think so. What's my constructed rating on MTGO? I feel like people keep asking me that from time to time. It's usually because they want to brag because they currently have a good constructed rating. But I do like a lot of brewing and losing, so I don't put a ton of value into the rating because I'm not just trying to make it as high as possible. But usually when people ask, it's because they just want to brag about theirs. Yeah, yesterday I played 4 donation decks. One of them was Spell Shift Combo, which was really fun, but not great for keeping your rating very high. Why do they have snow basics when there's no Astrolabe? I mean, because they hate fun. They're bad people, morally bankrupt to play snow basics with no snow payoff. You could have some weird can't be countered spell here. Kind of unlikely, I guess. Haven't boarded in the Nivs yet. Meatballs, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. Hope you have a good day today. Appreciate that. Aether Gust is pretty good against them. So is Dispute. But now we have too many cards. Probably cut the Sinkhole. Can we cut the 4th Goldspan Dragon? Oh, the Goldspan seems pretty good. I think we can cut the 4th one though. It seems like a slick list. Oh, whoops. Didn't see I had been given a GLHF. Have you found 8 main deck dragons enough to justify Silumgar's Scorn? No, Snare is good. They're a Win in 6 deck. And they also have Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, it hasn't been that bad. I would like to have like at least 9 dragons, honestly. But there's just, I don't think it's another playable one. And so 8 seems like it'll be fine. And so Silumgar's Scorn also still can counter things without a dragon in your hand. And we have I'm sure it will happen some amount of the time, but it has not happened yet that we have had Silumgar's Scorn and we haven't been able to counter a spell. No, Spell Snare is good against them. They are Rin in 6 deck, and they also play Assassin's Trophy. I can keep this, I think. I mean, yeah, people keep saying changelings. They keep asking, are there changelings that are good to play? And maybe there are, but I haven't heard anybody suggest a changeling that is playable yet. Nobody has said, hey, Spike, here's the work of looking at every changeling in Modern for you. This is a changeling that would be good in your deck, you know? So I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think that we're going to get a good changeling. I don't think you want to play a 5th 5-mana dragon, but you could. You could play a Thundermaw Glorybringer or Thundermaw Glorybringer or Stormbreath. Tribal instant, target creature has base. I mean, that card's really bad, right? I guess it's kind of good with Sprite Dragon. Okay, that card is kind of good with Sprite Dragon. Probably not worth including, but the best suggestion so far. Crib Swap and Nameless Inversion. Yeah, neither of those are very good and require you to splash another color. The problem with Mutavault is pretty bad with our mana requirements, but you could play a Mutavault potentially. Cass! Ah! No! Cass has heard me talking shit constantly and is here to destroy me. I guess we're just going to go to the next game. Can't ever beat Cass. We have Aether Gust and we have a lot of ways to beat. We have a lot of ways to deal with Cass. I think I'm just going to resubmit. Yeah, I think the 4-mana dragon, the 4-mana 4/4 dragon that bolts them when they target it, I don't think that card is good. What about Chameleon Colossus? I mean, you have to splash Chameleon Colossus, which is like an okay sideboard card and not a very good main deck card. You know what I mean? I just want to play cards that are good. Is that so much to ask? How's Goldspan? Goldspan's been pretty good so far. What? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm putting acetone on my nails.
Oh.
The correct way.
Esther's got aluminum foil on her hands, and I thought she must have burned them, of course.
No. I'm still trying to take these nails off with acetone.
I still don't even know what acetone is.
It's a chemical.
The problem with Leyline Tyrant is we don't really have
Tina, get out of there.
a lot of good uses for 1,000,000 red mana. If it was mana of any color, I'd be interested to maybe try it, but it's also like a 4 mana 4/4 that you have to, that provides no value on ETB that you have to untap with. Yeah, and Nicol Bolas is also like would make you splash a third color and is just not that good.
Why would you strip foils? Why would you make foil cards not foil? There's so much better foil.
Well, you can do some arty things with stripping foils. Man.
Not as good as
Birds into Wrenn and 6 is pretty tough. What about Glorybringer? The problem is, like, you really don't want another 5 mana dragon, I think. Right? Like, how many 5 mana dragons can you afford to play in your blue-red deck? I really feel like 4 feels about the hard limit to me.
I see.
I like to draw a Goldspan Dragon. Cryptic Command. Opt is maybe fine. Yeah, I don't know that we even need, like, one more dragon. Like, it would be nice to have, but, like, nobody has, like, suggested a card that I want to put in my modern deck yet. Or at least in, like, this modern deck. What about Slumbering Dragon? Probably not about it. I guess this is really bad against Veil of Summer. I think it's good, but next turn we can go Dragon with Dispute up and like dispute their Niv-Mizzet, and if they, come on. I think it was fine to not play around Veil there. I mean, we still get to counter the Teferi, they just get to draw a card. Yeah, the 3 mana 5/4 that makes a treasure when creatures die could be a card that you put into your deck. I'm not sure if it's good though. Alright, so let's play just one Sprite Dragon now. Attack their Wrenn and 6, and if they ping, I'll draw 2 cards in response. Yeah, dude, if Crackling Drake was a dragon, that would be so perfect. Why not counter Veil? You cannot spend 1 mana to counter Veil of Summer with Mystical Dispute. I used Silumgar Scorn instead of Mystical Dispute, so next turn I could have gone Sprite Dragon, and dispute their 5 mana Bring to Light or Niv-Mizzet if I drew a land. And I did get, and I said as they were casting Teferi, that this doesn't play around Veil of Summer, but that's fine because this was my plan. Probably better not to let Omnath resolve. You probably should have pinged first, right? Also, weren't they a Yorion deck? Were they never a Yorion deck? They're just playing Abundant Growth? I guess they just never were a Yorion deck, huh? Might not be good to play the second Sprite Dragon here. I guess they're just playing Abundant Growth. I think I saw Abundant Growth game 1 and just assumed they were Yorion. But if they ping, we can kill the Wrenn and 6 next turn with our Sprite Dragon, so probably something we just have to do. What is this? Is this Saga? It's the new Nissa. Well, I guess I'll read it. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a loyalty counter on it. Then you can put a creature with CMC. Yeah, so they can get back Omnath. So I'll force it. Yeah, with them having 5 cards in their hand, we're going to need them to have a very poor hand for us to win. And then we're going to have to draw super hot.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I showed Esther the acetone thing. Goes, she liked it, I guess. Am I even attacking Wrenn? I think I am. I'm not playing Fire Islet, so we have Castle Vantress. I think Fire Islet is really, really bad in the Swift Spear meta game in a deck like this. I mean, Niv-Mizzet decks usually beat up on decks like ours. But it puts Kaya's Guile, Ridden 6, and Bring to Light in their hand. I'm like, honestly, don't know what I can see on top with Castle Vantress that would make me not want to concede here. Their dragon is better than mine. Yeah, just getting out dragon. Yeah, Ancestral Recall would have to be the card. Sadly, they banned that. Alright, so fall down from our, amazing position down to once. And he almost definitely doesn't remember me since I was not a streamer at the time, just kind of a nobody that happened to be hanging out with some people that he knew. He's a Magic player guy. And we may have interacted in like Twitch chat sometimes. I can't remember. I watch his stream sometimes, but he doesn't stream that much anymore, I think. Alright, turn 1 Expedition map, kind of scary, but Silumgar Scorn may be good in this matchup. Maybe not good to fetch here because I kind of just want to hit second red source especially. Not sure. I think this deck wants to play at least the third Cascade Bluffs, the filter land. I think that would be good. Just like filtering the mountain into Archmage's Charm and filtering just your all islands mana base into Goldspan Dragon seems pretty relevant to me. So we can't Logic Knot. I guess I will Silumgar Scorn. Opponent could be E-Tron. It's unclear yet. What about Varric's Bladewing? Isn't it like 6 mana haste, like just not a good card, right? So they are mono green on Eldrazi. Varric's kicks for another dragon. I don't know. I think any 4 mana 4/4 dragon that I can think of is just not a card I'm very interested in including. And there's just seems like I think there's a lot of them and none of them seem good, right? They just have all the same problems as the other ones. I'm kind of scared of this Oblivion Stone, but like what's bad about this spot is they can definitely just play the Oblivion Stone as bait. I guess they only have 5 mana left, so the only threat they can play is another Oblivion Stone or a Karn. I guess Thragtusk. Why no Draconic Roar? I think any 2 mana 3 damage spell is just not that good. I mean, a Braid is nice, of course, because it can deal with artifacts, and I'm also not choosing to play it. There's 2 mana removal spells that don't kill everything in Modern, even just dealing that extra 3 damage. Not worth it in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's good. Oh no, Karn shuts off the treasures, but I guess we can just attack Karn. What are you doing? Are you okay?
Yes. I'm just eating acetone off my fucking fingers.
What? You're eating acetone?
I'm biting my nails and there's still acetone on them.
Oh my god.
It's bitter.
I'm gonna take the acetone away from you.
Sorry. It also says on the bottle to not ingest it and to call poison control. Like, I am fine.
Are you?
I am on my strains. I am a my strains addiction.
It's just stressing me out, to be honest. So if they minus the Karn for a threat here, we can counter the threat because the Karn will no longer be in play to turn off the treasure token. Yeah, I can't be a babysitter and a streamer. It's just too much. Wait, they also have Dismember? Or are they sacking this to draw a card? It's cool. Wasn't Esther a retail manager? She still is. Oh no.
Not this week. I've reverted.
We're dead. But if the card wasn't here, we could have played both of our counter spells. Karn destroying Goldspan Dragon, I guess. Also don't have enough for this matchup. I guess we just have to keep the 4 bolts in. Baby. I know what it means.
What does it mean?
It stands for, you know, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
Come on.
You think I know these?
I would think that you would, yeah.
I don't. I
don't know. This has been the weirdest stream we've had since
my crab claws, or that was a good stream?
That was a good stream. This has been not the best stream. I think we keep that. Yeah, oven mitts and a baseball helmet for Esther.
Oven mitts and a baseball helmet? You mean crab claws?
It's not weirder than the crab claws. I mean, the crab claws is pretty normal, at least for our house. I had a good time doing the crab claw stream. I'm not having a good time this stream where Esther's burning down the house and eating acetone.
Okay, when you say it like that, I'm not eating acetone. There's just remnants of
What do you mean when I say it like that? That's exactly what you said you were doing, was eating acetone. When you say it like that, that's exactly what you said.
Okay, well, I will have my claws on so I don't eat the acetone off my fingers, okay?
Okay.
And this is my helmet.
Alright, Veil of Summer is still stupid. I'm gonna steal this expedition map though. The hitters power plants. We were doing so well. We were 3-2. We had Goldspan Dragon in our deck. We can't beat Wormcoil Engine, can we? Maybe we can. We went 3-2 with Arcanist. I think we're going to go 3-2 with this deck too. It's good enough for me, I think, to not be able to slam the dragon. At least you have the crab claws on so you can't lick the acetone off your fingers anymore.
It has a bit. It says it has a bittering agent added to the acetone.
That's good.
To stray away from children drinking.
Esther has not worked all week because of the snowstorm, and she's losing her mind. It's awesome. Well, that was a